Sam is here, and the SK is here. So I'm waiting on the guys like HH and guys coming in very soon. So guys, we're gonna be discussing the two Germans go head to
Yo,
head.
I was like, your mic is a bit.
Can you hear me now?
It's a bit. Like
Ah, okay. Hold on.
at least for me. At least for me. I don't know, but
Can you guys hear me very well? Can you guys hear me very well?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna be discussing the two German manager go head to head for the very first time in EPL. So Tuchel and Jurgen Klopp of Liverpool. So we're gonna be deliberating on who comes top between the two of them. It's gonna be Klopp or it's gonna be Tuchel. So looking at the Premier League table now, I think Chelsea are like 1 point behind Liverpool, and United lost. United drew today, and the Leicester City also drew today. So who has a better advantage between both of them to go above each other? So let me come to Eddie first. So who are you putting up to go ahead of each other, Liverpool or Chelsea?
That's a, I mean that's a pretty tough one on who has the advantage. I mean, if I had to go, I'd probably say the home team, Liverpool. But I think it's one of those where both sides match up well with each other. Um, Liverpool's defense ain't the greatest at the moment, and Chelsea's attack is pretty bad. Chelsea's defense has improved lately, but we all know how potent the Liverpool attack is, and they
Mhm.
might have Jota back for this game as well. So Chelsea will know what they're up against. So I think it's a fairly even match, but if you had to give anyone the advantage, I would say Liverpool. They're not in form, but they've still got the quality in there to do something against us. So yeah, yeah, I don't know. I think it's more or less an evenly matched game. But if I had to go with whoever's got the advantage, I'll say the home team, Liverpool.
So you're going for Liverpool.
I'm not
So
saying
let me
they're
come.
gonna win, but I'm
But,
saying they've got the advantage if there's any in this game.
so let me come to Sam now. So what's the better advantage between Liverpool and Chelsea? And with the way Liverpool has been playing recently, will you give the advantage to Chelsea or will you give the advantage to Liverpool? Looking at both of them.
With this one, I would say it's. I don't think there's any advantage here, just because if you even look at the form of both teams, you might say maybe we have a little bit better form, but they're also going to their home where, quite right, they lost to Burnley and Brighton, but it's still Anfield, and when you talk about Salah, Mane, and all those guys, it's at the end. I think it's 50-50 this match. Even Liverpool fans won't be able to be confident and say they're gonna win it, but with our own attack, with Chelsea's attack, you can say that this could be another like United match where it's a 0-0. So yeah, I could see a 0-0 in this game, but yeah, I don't think there's any advantage for any of the teams.
So you go see a new in
I
between the
can see it.
matches.
I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's very possible because both teams they're very, just as Eddie said, it's really even. Like it's evened out.
So let me come to Daniel now. So who are you giving the upper hand to, Liverpool or Chelsea or Club or Tuchel? Because the way Chelsea are playing at the moment, I think Tuchel wants to go based on the result first before kind of everybody see the flow of football he wants to play. So, but Klopp has been kind of the game person has been playing for like since he came in to Liverpool. Does that kind of have an advantage or like he still want to slide with Chelsea a little bit?
uh, I think I'd give the upper hand to Liverpool if I'm honest. Um,
Mhm.
I know the way Chelsea's gonna play. We know how they're gonna set up. To me, that just spells a lot of Liverpool counter-attacking opportunities with Salah, Mane, Firmino, the rest of them. So I could see the game going. Chelsea have 65% of the ball, great possession. He's going to play probably back five, Kovacic, Jorginho, maybe Conte can get in. I don't know, but if Chelsea don't create any opportunities or they don't have anybody to put the ball in the back of the net, then you have the ball for a lot of the game, great. But just the way Liverpool play and have played, it just seems kind of tailor made for them to kind of hit us on the break. I said us. Wow, to hit Chelsea on the break. So there you go.
Wow. So, SK, what are you ready to? You ready to Liverpool or you ready to Chelsea? With the way we've been set up recently, like the back three, some people call it back five, back three, what you want to call it?
I think that I'm gonna have to agree with Daniel a little bit. Where I think that Liverpool are looking like the stronger team in this game, specifically because this is the first time that Chelsea's defense will have two elite wingers. You know, having to worry about. And honestly, the side of Reece James and Azpilicueta scares me for a player like Mane. Because because the best game I can reference for this is if you look at the Tottenham game, and I was watching those highlights, I was thinking, damn, if Harry Kane was playing right now, I don't even want to think of what they would have done to that defense. So I think that having a creative player like Firmino might be what might get Chelsea done a little bit in this game. However, obviously their defense is looking weak, especially in the center of the park. So I think that if Tuchel decides to be more direct about going through the middle, I think that Chelsea probably will score too. So honestly, if I were to guess, I think it might be a scoring draw of like a 1-1 or something like that. That's my opinion.
Fair enough. So, Marvelous, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. So, the Liverpool Chelsea preview is gonna be tomorrow. So, Klopp and Thomas Tuchel. So, what are you going with? You wanna go with Tuchel or you wanna go with Klopp? Because with the way we've been set up recently, we've been going more like a defensive, possession-based football. Not too many clinical hedges in terms of the way attacking Timo, Mason, and the kind of guys, and Olivier also. Not too much kind of way we kind of attack, but because the way Liverpool plays, yes, they've been abysmal in Anfield, but on their day, they could beat team 3, 4, 5, 6 nil on the day. So where are you going with?
Well, it's not as, like you just said, it's not as clear cut. The way when I think about the game now and as I've been thinking about it throughout the week, I don't think Chelsea are definitely going to win, but I don't think Liverpool are going to win either. I'm kind of indecisive as to who I give the edge to because Chelsea, although we haven't lost under Tuchel, in recent games we've sort of just evened out. We're starting to level out. That new manager bounces, in my eyes, fading away, and we're struggling to create clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities. And the few ones that we are able to, muster, we aren't clinical enough. So, in the last two Premier League games against Southampton and Manchester United, we've just relied on having mindless, sterile possession where we just keep the ball and don't really do anything. There's no end product. Liverpool, on the other hand, their injuries and, whether it's bad luck, whether it's white magic, black magic, whatever the case may be, has really taken a toll on their season. And I have a theory that they're just burning out as a result of the high intensity that Klopp had them on for the last 2-3 seasons. So they have their own issues and their Anfield record. It's a game that we should win if we play strong and play to our strengths and are able to take our chances. But then again, we're Chelsea and we have this thing where
we do give away.
Yeah, we give a morale boost to teams, to rivals when they need it the most, But then, that's why I'm here, Talking with you guys will help me sort of figure out who I think are the favorites as we walk through the tactical analysis. And by the end of this video, I should have an understanding of who I think will edge it or if it's going to be a draw.
Fair enough. Damien Perez, who are you going for? Are you going for Liverpool? Or are you going for Chelsea? Because look, if you look at the way Liverpool has been playing recently, yeah, people may say their form kind of little bit kind of iffy, but we know when Liverpool want to turn up. We know Liverpool, Salah, Mane, Firmino, when they turn up, you don't want to face them. That is a scary moment to face this player. But we know with the way they've been playing and the way Chelsea has been setting up under Thomas Tuchel. So who has a better hedge and like who has a better hedge in between both of them? Liverpool or Chelsea?
Well, I think it's Liverpool because Liverpool, they tend to turn up in big games.
Mm-hmm.
I think before they played Tottenham, they were like I think they lost to like Burnley and Brighton before,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so people were expecting Tottenham to beat them. So and then they showed up and they scored 3 goals and pretty much handled Tottenham. So you know you can never count out Liverpool in these big games because they tend to show up. Uh, so yeah, I think that I'm going to roll with Liverpool just a bit.
So you want to go with Liverpool just a bit, just because
Yeah,
of the advantage, maybe home advantage or the experience of judging club in the EPL. That's the reason I want to go with Liverpool.
yeah, that too.
It's fair enough. So I want to really dive a bit more on Chelsea if I go to the Liverpool part a little bit. So let me come to Sam in this. So the kind of way we could, because I've been young people have been saying they want Kai Havertz and Timo Werner to play together. That's because that the two Germans kind of understand each other. And people are kind of saying they want to see more of Hakim Ziyech, more of like Pulisic to play more beside Timo or beside Olivier Giroud. So in terms of the way you want the team to play tomorrow, who do you bring in? Because Mason Mount has been playing kind of week in and week out in the number 10 goal. And also, I think he tried Akim Ziyech in the United match. It didn't work just because it doesn't suit the system. So, who do you rather play more? Would you rather play Kai Havertz and Timo Werner together? Or basically, you kind of be more counter-attacking football or more like a possession-based than hit Liverpool on a counter? Because we know Trent doesn't really know how to defend. And Robertson, when he goes forward, coming back is a problem. So who do you target more? Do you target Kabak or do you target Trent Alexander-Arnold more?
Yeah, so first I would say Havertz has to start, and I would like him as a false nine
Why as a first nine?
because I want to see him as a false nine. I think he would fit that role well, and actually, if he can score, even if he doesn't score, I think he could play others like Timo Werner or even Mason Mount to good positions where they can take a shot. So I would say Kai Havertz should start as a false nine, and then
So
Werner.
you want Mokayava to play more as a central first nine than Olivier Giroud?
Yes, I think Giroud needs a rest. The thing with Giroud, people need to understand. Don't rely on that guy. It's better he comes, he plays sometimes. But don't make it that he's your number nine week in week out. So Giroud needs a rest, and yeah, so it would be Havertz, and Mason Mount is gonna start whether we like it or not. He's destined to start every Premier League match, only if he gets a suspension. So that is for sure. And then I would say I'm a little bit torn between Ziyech or Werner because I know Ziyech was bad in the United game, but I also want to give him like 2 games in a row or even 3 just to see maybe he can find something because that's one thing I don't really like with this Tuchel system is that a lot of people are coming in and out, and I don't think it really helps. And sometimes you can say, yeah, it's about results now, but we haven't really been getting good results too. So I think he should maybe stick to some of the players and like Ziyech. I would prefer Ziyech to Werner, but I'm also looking at maybe counter attacks. Maybe Werner would be good in that situation to actually run behind Trent or Robertson. So yeah, but apart from that, because let's be real, I think the midfield is almost set. Jorginho and Kovacic. Maybe because of the speed of Liverpool, he might put Kante instead of Jorginho. But yeah, the defense is set. Wing backs, Hudson-Odoi is nice, but I really would prefer him even a little bit forward. So yeah, Apart from that, for the forward, I would like Havertz, Ziyech, and Mason Mount.
Hmm.
In the
Fair enough. SK, who do you go for? SK, will you go for Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, and Olivier Giroud, or you go with Kai and Timo, Messi Mount, or Kai Havertz with the way Timo has been, because he wants kind of the force, the movement, the shooting ability, and Giroud is kind of like 34, 33, 34 years of age. Doesn't really have that kind of pace, the ability to move in. So you prefer more of Kai Havertz to kind of have the ability to move in into that kind of wide position, or because we know Liverpool's gonna play on highlight. So with the
So
back and them trend, that's an advantage for like Timo and Kai to move into the position, unlike Giroud.
so I want to ask, is Pulisic available for this game?
Yeah, it's available. Yeah.
So I think that maybe kind of like maybe if you're gonna play, have it to like a false nine, or maybe have like Werner and Pulisic on the wings.
Mm-hmm.
But like specifically, but I do want either Pulisic or Werner to start, just because you need someone with pace to exploit Liverpool's high line if they decide to play that. I think that in midfield that Jorginho and Kovacic would be the optimal midfield pair, because I think that without Liverpool's defenders, their fullbacks don't really go up as high, so there is as much pressure to like they won't Liverpool's fullbacks won't go up as high, so you wouldn't really need Conte as much in that situation. So that's the midfield I would go with, and I think the game plan should just to be try to force counterattacks through the middle. I think that's Chelsea's best chance of scoring with those players.
Fair enough. Eddie, let me come to you now. Because people have been rambling on Messi, Mount, Hakim Ziyech, Pulisic to start. People are also saying they want Kai Havertz to play beside them, Timo Werner, just because of the German connection. They'll prefer Olivier Giroud to sit on the bench. And when you watch Liverpool play, we know their weak point is Kabak, their weak point is strength. Those two doesn't really have that kind of when they go forward, they have difficulties coming back. So would you rather play in this kind of tight spaces to bring players in terms of counter-attacking formation, or when they go on the high line, when Liverpool play on high line, that's an advantage for Timo Werner because he works man on high line, or you play Hakim Ziyech in terms of the creativity in the midfield.
I mean, at the end of the day, Tuchel's gonna pick whatever lineup he feels can break down Liverpool. In my opinion of the squad at the moment is everything's just a mismatch.
Yeah.
We've got different players suited to different styles of play. The center backs we have are more suited for playing three at the back. He's preferred, and if we play three at the back, it doesn't suit our two best fullbacks, in my opinion. In Rhys James and Ben Chilwell. So that then becomes an issue. And if you look at the way we play at the moment, like Marvelous, and I think Daniel was alluding to before, we build up so slowly from the back that by the time we get up front, teams have already outmanned us and outnumbered us, and there's no spaces for players like Werner who likes the space to operate in, and it becomes difficult for us to break teams down. Now, will Liverpool play as open as? I don't even think they play open like that to start with. They're just a really good counter-pressing team, and they've got Henderson there sitting in front of the defense. The only thing with this season is obviously their defense has been down for injury reasons. Not that I feel sorry for them, but coming back to Chelsea, I hear people saying, play Havertz in the false nine. But my question to that would be, who's running off him? Because if you're doing that, you're playing something similar to the Liverpool model, which is a false nine who can come in late to the box and also create for others. But who's running off him? The only person so far that can do that is the Timo Werner. Hakim Ziyech cannot fulfill that role playing from the right. I think Tuchel's kind of tried to get him to do that, but that's not his job. His job is to create as well. So that's what I talk about when I say mismatch. Our wing backs Our best fullbacks don't work well with the style that our centre backs want to play. Our midfielders all they're more suited to double pivot, but we only have two there. And most likely we will see the Kante Kovacic, I think, for this game. I'm not sure. I don't know if Jorginho is suspended, but or Jorginho.
Jorginho is playing tomorrow. I would love to see Jorginho Conte more like Jorginho Kovacic for me.
Yeah, so we've got Jorginho, Kante, Kovacic, and each one's got something they're good at and they bring to the team. But they've also got their deficiencies as well. So that's another area Chelsea need to fix up, and unfortunately, are not good enough in at the moment. And the attack is just it's a mess. That's the best way we can probably describe it. It's just a mess with pieces that don't fit. We don't have a focal point in attack, and what we try and do sometimes is more. I don't want to say freestyle because I think Tuchel's brought like a bit of a structure to it, but at the same time, it can get predictable. Create from the right, try and do something from the left, and that's it. So he'll need to fix that. But as far as what lineup he's going to play tomorrow, what lineup I prefer to see tomorrow, he's going to play 3 at the back. He'll play the 2 wing backs with probably Hudson-Odoi, James, or Ben Chilwell, Alonso. We already know his picks from the center mid, so I think the question is just more who's going to play up front. And if I get why people say Werner would suit, how Liverpool play, but honestly, I think the guy is way too out of form for me. So I'll probably play Mason Mount off that left-hand side. I'll play Kai Havertz off the right, and
so
then
we'll do the formation stuff
striker.
very soon.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's want to get all you guys to them. We'll do the formation to them. Come to Liverpool a little bit. So you play Giroud, not Kai Havertz, because he hasn't played that much this season. He's been like on and off into COVID plus injuries and everything.
Yeah. Again, like I said, the pieces don't fit. Like if we had a Mane or a Salah, then I'll happily play Kai Havertz because it can bring those guys in and they can run behind them. But if I'm going to be playing a Havertz up front, I don't know, unless you play your Mason Mount and your what's his name, Timo Werner. I mean, you don't have runners to play with them, and I don't trust Mason Mount and Timo Werner to finish chances at the moment, which is why I said play Mason Mount off the left. He can create a bit and see what he can do as well, and then Kai Havertz off the right with Giroud up there. I don't know how that lineup goes, but I think it's one to try.
So let me come to Daniel now. So Daniel, in terms of Chelsea now, what do you go like? How do you set up the formation? Do you go with Kai Havertz and then Timo Werner together? Because people have been kind of been lyrical about it, like they want to see Kai Havertz and Timo Werner play together. It's because it's Liverpool and the high line does work for both of them very well. Or you want to see Mason Mount, like people call him the GOAT Mount, together with Timo Werner, and then maybe Kai Havertz as a first line. Or you prefer Olivier Giroud now?
Do you want what I want, or do you want what I think Tuchel will do?
What you want and what you think Tuchel will do?
Okay, what I would do is I wouldn't play a back 3, although maybe I would, because I know Liverpool can't match it because of their personnel issues at the moment. So there could be a slight tactical advantage that I don't think Liverpool, as they're presently constructed, can play with wing backs. So that could give Chelsea a slight advantage in wide areas. So if you're gonna do that, whoever he picks his wing backs, he picks his wing backs. If we're just talking about the forward players, I think Tuchel's probably gonna do Werner, Giroud, Mount. Like I think that's probably what that would be. If it was up to me, none of those people play. It would be Pulisic, it would be Abraham, and it would be Ziyech. Because I think Pulisic gives you the dribbling ability that none of those other guys have. I think Ziyech is a little bit more technical and he can find through balls, and I think Tammy's probably the best at running in behind of the striking options. So I think that's probably the best combination of the three. But I know he's not going to do that. He's going to play Werner because he has to. He's going to
Tammy's
play
out
Giroud
anyways.
because he trusts him, and Mason Mount is the golden child, so he's going to play. So that's probably what's going to happen. Which again is why I think Liverpool probably have the advantage. Even if I think Chelsea formationally start out, with a better foundation. Once the chess pieces start moving, I think you'll find Liverpool have more material on the board.
Fair enough. So if your formation, you rather have Tammy Abraham, Ziyech, and Pulisic, but for Tuchel, you play like Olivier Giroud, Timo Werner, and the missing Mount.
That's what I think he's going to do. But if you gave me the control of Chelsea Football Club, I'm going Pulisic, Abraham, Ziyech. But it's like Eddie said, there's no great combination because it's too convoluted. There's no clear this makes sense. Like we're all just trying to piece together something that we think makes sense, but there's nothing concrete that you're like, this goes here, that goes there, that goes there. There's none of that. So in my mind, I'm trying to come up with my best combination, but obviously Tuchel will want the pressing of Mount. He'll have the idea in his head that if we can get the ball up to Giroud, then we can have Werner running behind like he did at Leipzig. So I can see the thinking there, but I just don't trust it.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. So let me come to Marvelous now. So Marvelous, will you rather do you go with what Daniel and Eddie said, or you have a separate formation in your mind that you want to play with? Because we know Liverpool's gonna play in high line, in Trent, and then Kabak, who's kind of don't really get good in defending, but in attacking they're very good. Or you rather play more conservative than you did them on the counter?
I did not see. I haven't watched Tuchel's presser, so I don't know whether Thiago Silva is going to be available or not. Is he available?
He said it already that he's not playing
out.
tomorrow. He's out tomorrow.
Okay. Well, then I would continue with having Christensen in the middle with the back three, because Christensen has been nothing short of phenomenal in the absence of Thiago Silva. And I actually want Mason Mount to start this game, not because of what he offers offensively, but because of how he's able to press, how he's able to run around and provide energy and, rush at what I imagine would be tomorrow Liverpool players that have the ball. Like I always say that he runs around like a headless chicken. I want to see plenty of that tomorrow. I want any time a Liverpool player has the ball beyond the center circle, I want to see Mason Mount just gung-ho pressing, because I think that will help us a lot. I want Havertz to play, and I also want Werner to play. And that's not because of some intrinsic connection or them having an understanding of each other. I think people only say that because they're both German. In the few games that I've seen them on the pitch together, they haven't had a connection, or they haven't been on the same wavelength to where I was like, wow. It's more so been like any connection that two professional football players should have. In my opinion, I think Havertz has more of a connection with Giroud than he does with Werner. But I want Havertz to start because I feel he has the quality and he has the calmness and the level head to play that final ball and to help us, carve out a lot more clear goal scoring
Has he
opportunities.
shown that this season though, for people to kind of want that? Like when has Havertz shown good this season? If that makes sense.
This is my rationale, and I always bring up these examples. Against Sevilla, when Kai Havertz received the ball on the turn on the halfway mark, and then made his way in a drive to the edge of the box and then slotted in Giroud with the through ball that he made. I look at it as this. I don't think Mount carrying that ball forward. I don't think even Pulisic in the current rut, in the current bad form that he's in, makes that pass. I think I don't even think Ziyech with how he's been playing in the last 2-3 weeks makes that pass. So I rationalize it as if he's able to make these difficult passes, then he has that ability within him. Another example is against Manchester City, our consolation goal. Pulisic, Havertz, sorry, played in Hudson-Odoi for a tap-in with a Pirlo-esque pass. Abdullah, you can pull up that goal if possible because I talk about it a lot. That's how much I love that pass. From the left side of the pitch where Lampard was playing him, he played a ball that I know for a fact based on the reactions of the Manchester City defenders. They did not expect it and they didn't see it. So I feel that he has that within him. He just needs to grow into his role. And I still hold that he still needs to bulk up. He needs to gain some weight. So I want him there. Because if anything, if he doesn't press, even if he shrugged off the ball easily, I would much rather have the ball on his feet for him to make that last pass.
So who is he playing for in your front three? Who is he taking out? Okay.
Okay, yeah. No. I would start Giroud, Werner, and Havertz.
I've seen the pass Marvelous is saying. Let me share to the group today.
Yeah, share the pass and then I'll continue.
I think. Let me see. This one, right?
Yes, play it. Daniel, look at this if you didn't see it.
We're lucky Werner didn't touch that ball.
Hold on.
Did he X himself?
He just did not.
Hold on.
But Marvelous, do you think if Werner touched that ball, it would enter the net?
I think what?
Do you think if Werner, because if you see that goal, it was Hudson-Odoi and Werner that were going after the ball, and then Hudson-Odoi runs faster. But I feel if Werner actually went there, he could have missed it too.
No. Wait, let me understand your question. What are you asking? That the Manchester defender? Yeah.
I'm asking if Werner was the one at the end of that ball, would it be a goal?
Well, on numerous occasions this season, when the ball has been passed right in front of the goal, flat, just that angled pass when you get to the byline, when you get to the touchline, and the ball gets flashed across the goal, there's been many occasion where Werner always misses it. He never.
So,
my thing is,
I guys see it now?
Yeah,
in instances like this, Werner never makes a solid connection. So I think Werner would have missed it. Abdullah, you went way too back.
Yeah. No, forward. I think you should go forward. Man.
Skip ahead.
No, I think the goal will come in now.
Skip ahead maybe 10 seconds.
No, don't skip. If the goal
okay.
comes
Well,
it's good. Okay.
These people are okay now.
Yeah, this is it. Go full screen so those things leave.
No, it's fine.
Okay, so.
Oh yeah, he missed. It was too fast for him.
Yeah, because when he goes full screen, it blows that up.
Let me round up my point. Yeah, I don't think Mason Mount or even Pulisic in current form or Ziyech in current form make that pass. But anyway, I would start Werner, Giroud, Havertz, and Mason Mount.
How are you fitting them all in the team?
That's where I have to iron it out when we get to the tactical breakdown, when Abdullah pulls out the tactical board. Because I know Tuchel will not do this, but I will risk playing Mason Mount.
4-2-3-1?
Yes, but it would be Mason Mount and Kovacic and then I'd bring Jorginho in the second half. I know it kind of sounds scatterbrained, but I think Mason Mount would be crucial,
But if you
which
want
is very
Mount in
ironic
the
for me to
team
say.
to press, like you said, you want him in the team to press. You want him pressing from like a DM position?
I want him pressing, but more importantly, I want him just like hounding the midfield. I want him just like I don't know what midfielders Liverpool have that aren't injured at this moment. I know Henderson, I don't know if he's back, but I want him hounding a Thiago when Thiago's on the ball. I want him hounding
That's not gonna go
Wijnaldum
well.
when Wijnaldum's on the ball. Whomever's on the ball for Liverpool in that midfield position, I want Mason Mount just tirelessly barking down their throats, just kicking at them,
Pause.
grappling at them, just anything. Because I just want that midfield to be congested because I think that will help us better.
Fair enough.
As an
Let me
aside,
come.
though, I think
Mhm.
playing Jorginho in that position will work very well because one thing Jorginho is good for, which is something that he gets criticized a lot, is the fact that he's able to play the ball sideways. And, every now and again, we play against a top team where it works. For example, when we beat Tottenham 2-0 under Lampard, Jorginho was like incredible because he was able to just keep the ball in circulation, serve as a metronome, recycle the ball. And because we're not clinical and we don't carve out as many chances, it's important that we just maintain it. We just keep the tempo. We just, one thing is if we have Conte in that position, we may not be able to hold the ball as well, and Liverpool then get a chance to attack us.
Fair
Mine
enough.
is,
If that makes
top
sense, I
following
don't know
Tottenham.
because
Tottenham
Daniel
are not
kind of
like
has this puzzled look on his face. I don't know if what I said made sense.
No, the thing
Oh
is,
no,
Tottenham are not good of a
I'm doing
team
some
like that.
Googles. I'm doing some
Eddie, do you
Googles.
do you see like the
I'm good.
point I'm trying to make, Eddie?
I get it, but
Or does it sound like loco?
Mine is that
um,
Tottenham are not that.
I get it, but my thing is, look, Chelsea. The problem with Chelsea at the moment is not really the defensive, phase or the defensive aspect of it. Well, you can win the ball back all day, but if you don't finish chances, it's pointless. Like, what are you doing with the possession once you get it? If you're just gonna keep it and pass it around, then it's pointless. So I get your point in the sense that you want to stop Liverpool from playing how they play, but you can also do that by keeping the ball for having 80% of the possession. But then what are you doing with that ball? That's the most important thing that I feel like Tuchel hasn't been able to solve with this squad.
Fair enough. So, Damien, being a rival, watching this, looking at the match tomorrow, who will you set up? Because we know when Arnold go for it doesn't know how to
Wait,
defend.
is Damien a rival or neutral?
He's a Barcelona fan. He doesn't like Liverpool, so I know.
Also, he's a neutral. Yeah.
I know he has this BS agenda against Liverpool, so I'm not gonna review that.
Of course.
I don't. I don't want to review that. So, you seen Alexander Arnold playing and Kabak playing? Do you see that's a weak point to Chelsea, kind of countering that weak point, or you believe like Liverpool still have more superior power against Liverpool, against Chelsea? Seeing them the way they play, is the kind of highline Jurgen Klopp wants to play, or the game pressing he wants to install into the team.
Yeah, I mean, it is a weak point. Whenever I do see, Kabak, Henderson, they can get you know, uh, get at, in that Liverpool team. Uh, it should be a attack that that Chelsea should go for, especially at Trent, because we know that going forward he can be good, but defensively it can be a brick. But yeah, I mean the defense it should be a place that Chelsea should get at. Whether they do that or they just play for a draw, like the Man U. Uh, But it's gonna be interesting to see what Tuchel is gonna set up his team against, and how he'll either counter attack or just defend.
Fair enough. Vilton, watching match tomorrow, seeing Kabak and Alexander Arnold, what will you advise Thomas Tuchel to play? Will you advise him to play Kai Havertz and Timo Werner, or you advise him to play Akim Ziyech and Timo Werner, then Olivier Giroud more? Or you rather want the flair player in between, like what Daniel said, Pulisic, Tammy Abraham, and the Mason Mount together because of the running in behind the defenders, or you prefer more of Olivier Giroud, the kind of his positioning in the box and his reliability?
My name is not Vilton today. But yeah, Abdullah, yeah. What's there to say? Chelsea versus Liverpool tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna be a boring game because both teams need to win this game. Well, only one of them can win it, obviously, but I'm sure both teams gonna go for it. More likely Liverpool because of their attack, but Chelsea. I already seen how Chelsea's gonna set up this game. Obviously, Chelsea turned into possession merchant under Tuchel. So my thing is Chelsea's gonna set up for the draw, or is Chelsea, because if you're Chelsea, you want to win this game and get top four, because Liverpool's also fighting for top four. But at the same time, though, Leicester are dropping points. So can you really rely on Leicester getting out a top four? If I'm Chelsea, I would be brave and go for the win tomorrow, because Liverpool are weak right now. I don't. Is Henderson back yet? I don't think he's back yet, is he?
No, it's not back.
So Liverpool are pretty weak right now at the moment. So Chelsea should go out and go and win this game. Obviously, I think if Chelsea comes out and play like toe-to-toe football with Liverpool, I think Liverpool's gonna absolutely destroy you guys, because the way I see Chelsea should play this game is play a little bit pragmatic and catch Liverpool on the counterattack. Because yes, you're gonna have the ball a lot, but I don't trust Timo Werner or Mason Mount to finish their chances in the final third. If Giroud, if you give him good service in the box, but other than that, I don't think Chelsea's gonna have the ball a lot too, to be honest with you. I think Liverpool's gonna press you guys from the moment when the game starts. So if you Chelsea, play pragmatic football. When I mean pragmatic, don't be really pragmatic like you were against United. Just play a little bit pragmatic. Try scoring first, because you don't want Liverpool to score first. Because if Liverpool score first, you're gonna have to come out and play with them. So I see a really good game. I don't think it's gonna be 0-0. I know people say the big games in the Prem are boring. I think it's just the United games that are boring in the Prem. Yeah, it's just the United games with United. So I think there's gonna be goals. So I must say this game is gonna be 2-1 Liverpool.
We'll come to Putin. I just want to get your thought on it. I want to look at the notion of what Daniel said. Daniel said he would rather play Pulisic, Mason Mount, and Tammy Abraham together. Do you agree with that, or no? Or you disagree based on the high line in which Liverpool play?
It's tough because Pulisic, he hasn't been on form yet. Mason Mount is arguably your best player right now. And Tammy, yes.
When you say you need to clarify that when you say best player, because you can't be a best player in the team and your IQ is -0. I won't agree with that.
He's the best player in his position.
He's the best player on the
team. He's the best player, but when you have a -1 IQ, I can't go with that. Nah, I cannot go with that.
Apart from
when you're in the final third and you can't even decide to pass or to shoot, that's a big problem.
Are you really gonna play Timmy though? Timmy's just coming back from an injury. I don't think it's wise to play.
I think he has a knock right now.
Yasser Saeed, mute your mic.
Let me mute him.
We got feedback.
Tammy Abraham has a knock, so he's not gonna play.
Yeah, so even if he was fit, I wouldn't start him because I don't trust Tammy Abraham to score nothing but tap-ins unless he's gonna get good service. It's true. It's true.
Can I just say something that
you gotta start Giroud in that game? You have to start Giroud in that game.
Can I just say something that I've noticed really quickly? I noticed that it's only rival fans who rate Tammy Abraham and Mason Mount extremely highly. It's almost as if there's a divide. Whenever there's a divide in the Chelsea fan base in regards to players, rival fans often come in and pick the players that are like not that good. Like, why do you guys want us to start these players that you know deep down are not good? Are you hiding something? Like what like Vilton? Why do you want us to start Tammy when you know he has the first touch of
I didn't say
like
to start
Bambi?
Tammy.
No, Daniel said they would rather play Pulisic, Messi Mount, and Tamia because they can, they can run
No,
behind.
I didn't say I wanna. I didn't say I wanna.
I said I think Tuchel will play Werner,
thinks.
Giroud, and Mount.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather see Pulisic, Abraham, and Ziyech.
Pulisic,
That's what
is
I would
good.
do.
I didn't say Timmy
But
should start. I
here's-
never said that.
Okay, but this is a point I actually missed because you guys brought up strikers, so I remember now. Ziyech might be another valid option for this game. And it's not because of any creative spark he can provide, because I think in this moment, his creative spark is fleeting to him. I think it's only for crosses because Liverpool are going to be playing a makeshift backline, or if it's not makeshift, it's not going to be a full strength backline. So Giroud's physicality, I think, will be very useful. And crossing, inshallah, as funny as that sounds, can be very effective. If Reece James and Ziyech are crossing balls into the box, putting balls into the box, Giroud, I guarantee, will be able to knock down one of them. Do you guys agree, or what do you guys
Yeah,
think?
I do.
Oh yeah, because I haven't gone yet. You said we're doing like the formation, right?
Yeah, no, I just want to round up everything, then we'll go to the formation. Yeah, because I understand what Daniel is saying in terms of Abraham, but this is where my problem is. People gonna come at me when I say Messi Mount and Tammy Abraham isn't a starter much in Chelsea Football Club at the moment, because when you look at Messi Mount play, it does the pressing, it does the running, it does everything, gold. But final third, Messi Mount become like class A.
But who
It
is
decides,
better
should
than
I
them?
shoot or should I pass? That is what my problem is, because you can't be the best player in Chelsea Football Club and you have like a low high key in terms of making a decision. No, you don't do that, because you are playing in a more advanced forward when you have like a striker behind you. Then you decide, do I shoot or do I pass? Then it's gonna be misleading in terms of the way we judge players, and that's why my problem with Mason is not in terms of him pressing. My problem is him in terms of him making that decision, that kind of final decision, in terms of him deciding like, did he want to shoot or did he want to pass? That's one of my issues for me.
Can I just say something about this?
Mhm.
The thing Chelsea fans should understand is that why Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, and all these guys are. The fact is that the people that should like take them out of the team are not performing. These guys are not performing. Like, if it's a fact, Mason Mount has been our best offensive player this season.
Yes,
in
yeah.
midfield, and we have Ziyech, we have Havertz, we have Pulisic, we have all these guys, but they are all on bad form. So, like, Abraham is the highest goal scorer. You can say he's trash, you can say he's not good enough, that he's scoring tap-ins or it's against lower opposition, but the fact is he has scored the most goals this season,
By
and
one
he scored the
goal.
most
By
goals
one
last season.
goal. He has
Okay,
the
by
most
one
goals
goal,
this
by
season
half
by
a
one
goal,
goal.
by half a goal is still the most scorer. Like, it doesn't
And
matter. You can try to
no,
make it
no,
little, but it's a
I
fact.
I've always said I have no. As a Chelsea fan and a Chelsea supporter, Daniel, you're muted.
I said Abraham has a better goals per minute ratio than anybody in the team. By the way,
Yes, yes.
Exactly.
So
Like, your players are not
That's
performing
no,
well,
no.
so understand
he
that.
scores
Don't
more
try to put
frequently than
them down.
Giroud. He scores far more frequently than Werner. So I
That's
don't quite
that's
understand.
incredible, and I hope that Tammy continues that because
He doesn't play though.
irregardless of anything, as a Chelsea supporter and as a Chelsea fan, I want the best thing for every Chelsea player. So long as you're donning a Chelsea shirt, a blue shirt, I
I'm
want you to
talking
be
about the
incredibly
Premier League,
successful.
MK. So I'm not talking about cup
You know,
games.
Torres in 50 games had, and I don't want to compare him with Torres because Torres was bad, but Torres in 50 games had 20 goals. Tammy in almost half of those games has 21. I'm not comparing because Torres was horrible for Chelsea. But the thing I'm trying to say is that the
Mm-hmm.
fact is that the team, the Chelsea team, are not performing better than these players. So you
Yeah.
saying that these players are bad, you're basically saying that we should scrap this whole team.
But
No, no,
Or
no,
no,
you're
no,
saying
no,
you
no,
want your
no.
favorite players
no.
to
Come
play.
on. I've never
Sam,
said. I've never
what I'm
said.
saying, yeah, hold on.
Don't
What I'm
don't
saying is,
misinterpret my thoughts. Like my thoughts are always very objective. I always say I've never denied the fact that Mason Mount is our best offensive player. He
No, but you,
is.
you just said that they're not good because you said rival fans pick
No,
the
no, I
players
say
who are not
rival
good.
fans always pick Mason Mount and Tammy, and it's
Who
like,
are not
what?
good.
Well, if I use who are not good, but you get
You
what
said that.
what
You
I'm
said
trying to
that.
say is
There's a
it's
good
almost as
example.
if they're feeding into the divide. That's ultimately what I was trying to get at. They know that there's a conflict amongst Chelsea fans in regards to these players, and they always pick them. They'll never say like a Kovacic, who like most Chelsea fans agree on. They'll pick a player that people kind of are like people could go both ways, and they'll pick that player because they want to further go into that divide. Like you never hear a rival fan say like, Thiago Silva, yeah, because they know we know that. They'll pick like, let me see, who's like before Christensen had this good run of form. They'll pick like a Christensen, and where
Bro,
people would
2 years
start,
aside.
you know,
Yeah, just to cut this whole conversation, like,
Mhm.
and finish it, is because you said that they were not good. That's why I brought this whole thing up. Because you said, oh, they picked the players who are not good, like Tammy Abraham and Mason Mount, when we have
Mhm.
other players. So that's why I brought that up. If you said it the way you said it now, I probably wouldn't say anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
but basically,
I'm not really going much on Mason Mount and Tammy because my problem has been from day one has been with Mason is yes, he's our best player and he has always been our best player. You have no doubt. But my issue with Mason Mount is his decision making in the final third. We keep saying this to another Lampard. Lampard is not a good manager because he's class A. He's a rookie. I get that. We got an experienced manager now. Mason Mount keep making the same mistake he make under Lampard. His final decision is poor. He doesn't know when to shoot. He doesn't know when to pass. Do we put that on the play on the manager, or we put that same blame on the player because manager can't tell you when to shoot and when to pass. As a basic footballer, I know when to shoot and I know when to pass. So
but
Lampard, for me, that isn't gonna blame on Lampard because that literally goes on the player because he has the ability to do it. Why is he not doing it consistently? That's my problem with him. If it's our best player, you have to make that decision moment count.
but Abdullah,
Because we say Bruno Fernandez take risk. He knows when I give this body pass, he knows what to do. He knows when to shoot and when to pass. So we can't just be sentimental and say because he's our best player, we don't say his flaws. So when he make mistake, we criticize him. When he do well, we praise him.
yeah,
That's
but
my issue with Mason Mount.
Very true.
But
Very
Abdullahi,
true.
hold up, guys. Abdullahi, the
Mhm.
problem I have with what you're saying right now is that this guy is your best player. So that means if this guy is your best player, everybody must be absolutely crap. If you have all these problems with Mason Mount, then everyone else is bad. So it's not Mason's Mount. In my opinion, Mason Mount is only doing what he's capable of doing. What the problem I see with Chelsea is that you have so many players that you guys hype up that's been very very underwhelming. Ziyech against Man United was literally the worst player. I have not seen a player play that bad wearing a Chelsea shirt this whole year. Callum Hudson-Odoi was terrible. What you call it? Harvard has been he's missing. There's like a missing child report for Harvard. Where is Harvard? What you have? Timo Werner. We haven't even mentioned Timo Werner. The reality is Mason Mount is the best player, and his decision making. You
Wait
will
a-
always
okay.
be angry. You will always be angry about his decision making, all that stuff.
No, yes. This is where before Daniel go. This is where I'm gonna kind of go at you because yes, it's our best player. I'm not disputing that. 100%, I agree.
After Thiago
What
Silva.
I don't agree is You can't tell me he's the best player and he keep missing a final decision. It keep becoming break in a decisive moment. People will compare Bruno Fernandes with Kevin De Bruyne of Man City. De Bruyne knows when to pass and when to shoot. Bruno Fernandes take risk. He knows I'll give Rashford this ball, I'll give Cavani this.
Yeah.
Messi Mount does that every day. When under Lampard, he does the same thing. Get to the final third, make a dumb decision. The same thing has happened to Tuchel. I watched many matches under him. Tuchel said the same thing. Everybody has been saying he said the same thing. In the final third, Messi Mount needs to improve because he gets into that position, he make a dumb decision. So who do you put the blame on? Is he a manager or Messi Mount himself? It's amazing.
No, but Abdullahi, I'm not disputing what you're saying. I'm not disputing. I agree with you. But what I see with Mason Mount is that he has his limitation. Yes, but then even though he has his limitation, you cannot drop him. So what are you gonna do? Who else is gonna take his position? What are you gonna do? That's what you get, and that's what you have to deal with. That means you have to make the whole team better. Everyone around him has to be better. You can't blame Mason Mount because my God, he's doing his best.
I agree. Let me come to Daniel and I wanted to say something. Go for it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like the reason why Mount has been Chelsea's best player this season is because for the majority of the campaign, if we want to word it that way, the team has been set up to get the best from Mason Mount. Frank Lampard did his utmost to make sure that I'm going to put Mason Mount in the best position possible. And
Daniel,
he did that to the detriment of Havertz, of Werner, of Abraham, of Callum Hudson-Odoi, of pick a player that plays
Daniel?
in the middle third and the final third. Now, obviously, Mount has to take advantage of the platform that was given, and he has done, so he gets credit on that account. But the team was set up for all intent and purpose for Mount to be the guy because that's what Lampard wanted, and that's what's happened.
But what about Tuchel?
So
Daniel, I love you.
No, but no. Once Lampard was sacked, I mean, it wasn't going well, even though Mount was the best player in the team. So obviously now Tuchel is coming into a situation where players are low on confidence. There's players who are in bad form because of the tactical situations that have been set up for the previous 18 months. Tuchel's not going to switch a player's confidence or what a player can do in a matter of 4 weeks. I don't think that's realistic.
I want to ask you is about this. Do you think Tuchel too is doing the same thing as Lampard, like building the team around Mount? Because Mount
it makes sense because for the past 6 months, I think anybody who looked at the tape or just watched Chelsea at a glance, which I would assume Tuchel might have done as PSG manager, but I'm not sure. You would have looked at the team and thought, "Oh, that Mount guy, he's pretty good." So I think when Tuchel had his first game and he said, this is the most unfair lineup that I've done, and Mount didn't play, and then the media got on him and was like, "Where's Mason Mount? Is Mason Mount going to be a part of your team? He's been earmarked to be one of the linchpins of the next England team." Yeah, Tuchel's probably like, all right, he has played well. Let me put him in the team. And then again, as I say, like he's taken advantage of the opportunity that he's had, but that opportunity has come at the detriment of others.
But do you think those others
namely
played better?
namely Hudson-Odoi.
Sam,
Like Hudson-Odoi playing wing back. It's a bit interesting.
exactly. That's an instance of Tuchel accommodating for Mason Mount. But here's the thing, Sam. To answer that question,
Abdullahi, I gotta go. So peace, guys. Good talk. Do you want a winner
Abdullahi,
or like a? Do you
Abdullahi,
want
Yeah, just give a
prediction.
prediction. Let's put the prediction
I think Liverpool 2-1.
to Liverpool.
Yeah. So that's my scoreline. So write that down. Next time I'm on, you can say I'm right or wrong. But peace, guys.
No worries.
Good talk.
Thank you.
Abdullahi,
Please,
can
thank
you
you.
Hopefully wrong.
Abdullahi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
This is the thing, because Daniel said my thoughts perfectly. And Sam, you said Bed like have other guys like performed. The last question you asked, have other guys performed well enough? Other guys haven't had the consistency that Mason Mount had under Lampard. Havertz
But why? Have you asked
Havertz
yourself
hasn't
why?
played. Havertz hasn't played 4 games in one position consistently. Under Lampard, he did it, and since Tuchel has come in, he's been injured and he had COVID. You
Exactly.
know,
So that's like
under
kind of an
Lampard, he was
anomaly.
getting played left midfield, left side of the number 6 position.
But you can say that about Mason Mount too, though.
No, Mason Mount was a lot more consistent in his role.
Mason Mount played on the wing. He played as a 8. He played even sometimes as a deep line playmaker with Billy Gilmore. He played a lot of positions. You can say that about a lot of players. You remember?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Let me hear what Damien is gonna say. Damien, your thought on what Said and the Daniel were talking about and me about Messi Mount, because my issue is not even it's our best player. I have no issues with that, but my issue with him being our best player is IQ in the middle of the park, in which you have to make that fast decision, take that risk, make that work immediately. But Mason doesn't do it. But people come at me and say he's the best player. He does it. He does. I get that. I understand. But you can't be the best player in the team and your decision making isn't working. I will not put the blame on Tuchel and Lampard. I won't, because this guy has been giving them videos. Watch how you play and where you make flaws and mistakes. You can improve on that. Like Mason keeps saying that every day. The manager tell me I need to improve on this, I need to improve on that. I go to the training pitch to do this. Then come into the pitch and you still make that same mistake week in and week out. Because I can't put the blame on Tuchel or Lampard. I would rather play the blame on player, because the manager already tell you what to do. You keep making the same mistake. Then what do you put the blame on? I don't put the blame on Lampard or Tuchel, because it's giving that chance to make that decision, but it's making a dumb decision. So we can't just keep, because our best player is not gonna it will get criticized because he's not playing very well. He's not. He isn't. That's for me. So I don't know what Damien said about it. What's your thought on it?
Yeah, I mean, you see, the thing is about Mount. Look, I don't hate the guy. I mean, I think he's like top 5. Like best English
Lucky
players.
Barca, by the way.
Oh yeah, Forza Barca. Yeah, but I mean, the thing is about Mount. He's not a player that would like give you like that clutch pass that like maybe like a Foden will or a Saka. Like he isn't that type of like flair player. He's more like a box to box midfielder, and I feel like he does his job well, but I feel like he can do better in it, because against Atletico, he could have like created more chances. He could have like made more of an impact. So, I mean, I feel like the thing is with Mount, I feel like he needs to improve a bit, and I feel like the manager needs to help him out. Tuchel, help him with his final ball and his final decision making, because I feel like that needs more improving.
But Damien, if you look at the people compare Mason Mount to Bukayo Saka, they compare him to Phil Foden. When I look at Saka play, when I look at Foden play, those players make the right decision at the right time. Do you put that blame? Do you put that blame based on the manager or on the player? Because when we while Bukayo Saka and Phil Foden making the right decision, Mason Mount is not younger anymore. He's 22 years of age. He's getting to that age, to like 25, 26, to make that decision. So we can't. Lampard, yeah, we know Lampard put that team on Mason Mount, but Tuchel isn't put that team on Mason Mount. It's giving him that chance to improve himself and to show the world I can be a better player. But it's still making that dumb decision we see every time on Lampard. So who do you blame the blame on? It's not on the man, it's on the player himself.
Yeah, I mean, some players, are more talented than the others, especially with youngsters. I'm not saying that Mason Mount will be on the level and a talented as like Foden or Saka, but I feel like he can be useful and bring more to the team. Because I feel like he can give more to Chelsea, and yeah, and that's what I feel about Mason Mount.
Yeah. Somebody want to say something before I go to work.
Yeah,
Is
I
it
just
Sam?
want to say, I I totally agree with what you're saying. Like, he has to be criticized. I'm not like trying to even protect him, but what I just need, I feel people should also do is also look at people like Ziyech and those guys
Yes,
Exactly.
like
Timo.
Exactly.
Havertz, Timo.
Exactly.
All
Sam,
those
Criticize
players
them.
are not playing well. They're
Exactly. I get.
so par. Mason Mount wouldn't start in Man City every game.
He
exactly.
won't.
I can even argue that Mason Mount wouldn't start in Manchester United every game.
He won't.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't.
He wouldn't start every game. But our
Mhm.
midfield, look at our midfield. Even Eddie said it earlier that this midfield is just
Bro, can I
like
say something quickly about that
it's
midfield?
overwhelming.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Basically, in our midfield, we've got loads of players that are like they're not a jack of all trades. They're only good at certain things. Like, they're not all rounders. That's what I think of the midfield.
By the way,
You guys agree with me?
Ak, you just made a solid point because if you guys really look at it, and if we're really being truthful to ourselves, it's kind of really by some sort of luck that we've been able to have as many wins as we have this season, given like how iffy our midfield is. Our midfield is kind of like not polished. They're kind of they just make it work, basically. The Southampton game where we drew 3-3, where we were up by 2 goals and Southampton came back. Our midfield, when Southampton really picked things up and upped the tempo, they outplayed our midfield.
Or it's like remember last season against Crystal
The
Palace.
West Brom game. Sorry, SK. Let me just round the stop before I forget. The West Brom game where we were down 3-0 by halftime, they
Yeah.
outplayed our midfield, and then we picked things up. The City game, our midfield was like the red light district, just ran through. So there's numerous occasions, even in games where we win, even the 2-1 game where we beat Sheffield United, they gave our midfield a tough battle. You know, and like I love to praise Kovacic and sometimes I praise Mason Mount, but our midfield needs some work. And I hope that in this offseason, this postseason, Tuchel can really polish them, really drill them, really like teach them certain things. Because, and I think a major factor that contributes to that is the fact that we've been changing managers so often, and it's been managers that don't have any linear philosophy. It's been, Conte, pragmatic, counterattacking.
After Conte, we went to attacking.
Yeah, the contrast has just been so dramatic, and our midfielders are just out of whack. It's like our midfielders need to be recalibrated. They don't know how to really play.
It's like we have like Conte players, we have Sarri players, we have all sorts of like.
Yeah, but not only the players, but I don't know if am I lagging?
No.
He's lagging.
Not only
It's lagging. Yeah,
I'm lagging.
exactly.
Yeah, I think I'm lagging because you guys are like what you guys are saying. You guys are reacting to like points I made like 5 seconds before. Let me try.
Guys, I wanted to show something out. I wanted to show something out.
Abdullah, hold on. It's not about the players, whether they were bought under Conte. It's not about who they were bought under. It's the fact that they just play almost as if they don't really know what to do sometimes. And I think that is because we've gone from a defensive manager in Conte, and we brought in Sarri with possession. We brought in Lampard, who was just like anything goes, and now we have Tuchel trying to implement the system. I feel like our midfielders just need to be recalibrated. They need to be told, like, this is what we're doing. This is the steps to do it. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, because do you think they still have Lampard's instruction in their head, or?
Bro, I think they still have Sarri's instructions in their head. We've changed so many different managers in such a short span of time.
Marvelous. It says you're on the midfield. So tomorrow, who you play? I feel like if you don't play Jorginho, I don't think you guys can even win this game, man.
I wanted to show something to the guys here. Guys.
Okay.
Side waiter. To the guys here. I didn't batch your Mason Mount, but this is Mason Mount against Southampton here. This is Abraham and this is Reece James. Mason Mount is making a dumb decision. Look at him here. It's the number 10 here. So when people come at me and say Mason Mount is our best player, but it should be praised, it should be criticized because it's making a class A decision. This is Abraham here, and this is Reece James here.
Please
Its decision making is poor because you can't tell me Bruno Fernandes in this position will make the right position, the right pass. Phil Foden will make the right pass. Bukayo Saka of Arsenal will make the right pass here.
Definitely.
Kevin De Bruyne will make the right pass here. Mason Mount is making the wrong pass. So you can't just come at him and say he's our best player, but he's making a dumb decision.
What he did was he passed the ball behind Reece James, right?
Exactly. Look at players here. Look at players here. This is Abraham here.
He didn't even through ball it. He just gave it like behind.
Yeah, he passed it. He passed it flat. It wasn't even a through ball. He passed it flat behind Reece James. And I remember when I watched this, I said to myself, and I know you shouldn't really compare players that much because it's not really healthy in a team. But I couldn't help but say to myself, Havertz in this position, that's either a through ball to Reece James for a shot, or it's a through ball to Tammy Abraham for a shot.
Very simple. Let's make a simple pass. It's that simple. Pass.
Exactly. This was what I was talking about even the Southampton game. This was the pass that I felt sorry for Tammy because this match Tammy got substituted at halftime.
At halftime, yes.
Yes, and it was because if Mason gave this pass, at least
it's game over. He's scoring that goal.
Tammy scores this. This is what Tammy loves.
Even if it doesn't pass to Tammy, you can listen pass to Reece James here. Simple pass, and Reece James will just do the cut back to Tammy is a goal. But it make a dumb decision and pass back. This is not my problem with Mason Mount.
Abdullah, what I will say with this camera is very deceiving though, because I think this guy in front of him.
You mean this one? This one?
No, I'm saying this picture as a whole. If we're looking at it from this angle, I think this Kyle Walker in front of Mason Mount makes the angle harder for him to really give a through ball. Number one, because Mason Mount is a right footer.
Bring me back in. See if he can fix the lag.
Mason Mount is a right-footed player. That's why I feel if Havertz was here, if Bukayo Saka was here, because even Ziyech, because they're left-footers, this is bread and butter for anyone with a left.
But Bruno Fernandes will make the right pass in this area.
Yeah, of course. But Bruno Fernandes is a world-class midfielder.
He's a world-class, but Mason Mount is in the world-class to make that right decision.
At all, it's not.
He's not. That's my problem. Is our best player. I agree. But what I won't agree with is making the wrong decision at the right time. That's what I won't agree with. Because he has the ability to do it.
It's like what HH said. If Mason Mount's our best player, then there's something wrong, bro.
There's a problem.
Yeah, exactly. There's a big problem, and it's the board that have to answer this, either from their transfers. Because I'm hearing people say Haaland everywhere. If Haaland is in this team, do you really think he will get this service?
He's not coming, bro. He's not coming. He doesn't want to come to us.
Yes, but see, if Haaland is in this team, do you think he gets the service that he deserves?
I don't think so, because if Haaland is making it and it's not been passed to, then there's a problem.
There's a problem.
Abdullah, I want to ask you something. Remember, I think Lampard's first season, didn't we create loads of chances? But I don't know what happened this season. It's kind of the opposite. We're not even creating anything.
I'm not gonna lie. Part of those chances we created was because of Willian and from the wings. Because Lampard's way of playing was really from the wings and hugging the. Yeah, Willian was really vital, and Willian's speed, his experience, all that played into our form. Because as bad as Willian was the one that was giving the third pass that would lead to an assist most of the time.
Exactly.
And now we don't really have that. Yeah, the pre-assist. William was doing that a lot, and Kovacic too, when he was on form, was doing that. But
we don't have loads of natural wingers and stuff.
Exactly. And this formation is not helping them too. That's why we see Hudson-Odoi as
I think he's just doing this for results. I think next season he'll probably change.
Yeah, we can't judge him now for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I want to quickly say something about the Mount thing. You know, bro, there's a guy on Twitter, he loves Mason Mount. He's saying that Mason Mount's better than Phil Foden, all these man. Yeah, he's saying pulling up quotes of like videos of like Roy Keane. Say Mason Mount plays like Paul Scholes. I was like, bro, I'll shake my head in it. He's nothing like these man. Like he's overrated and underrated at the same time, in my opinion. I think it's kind of confusing because there's some fans who just hate him because he was Lampard's like favorite player, and there's some fans who overrate him too much. That's my opinion.
Exactly. I wanna bring this question up before we do the formation and then
Yeah.
the stuff.
Because
I wanna say something.
Marvelous.
If
What were you
Kai
gonna say?
Havertz, if ZH and other guys are playing, do you guys see Mason Mount playing ahead of them, even if he's
Marvelous
in
wanted
form
to
or
say
not?
something. I
Like if
think.
they're playing well,
Yeah.
if they're playing well, then I mean no. But you know, it's also because it's one of those things too where like Mason Mount plays because of his effort. Like he tries, which is
Mhm.
what those players have been accused of not doing. But you know, like for example, that one play Marvelous brought up of Kai Havertz earlier. I think that one play is probably better than the best thing Mason Mount has done this season on an individual like sequence level. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah, if they're at their best, yeah, I don't think he plays that much in this team.
Looking at this Southampton match, that ball with Mount, do you see Havertz making the right decision, or like someone like maybe Phil Foden or
Would you
Saka
play
or some?
Havertz false 9? Would you play Havertz false 9?
It depends on if Liverpool play high line, I'll play Havertz as first line. If they don't play high line, I won't play Havertz because it depends on Liverpool how Liverpool want to defend. If they play high line,
was saying innit, he's in between the number 9 and number 10, so he could play false 9.
maybe he wants to try him tomorrow as a number 9. I am not sure. We're gonna go to the formation. Stop. We'll see what people are gonna say about the formation.
The thing for sure, Phil Foden and those guys, they play this pass. But even in this match, the fact is, these players like Havertz and Ziyech, these players, number one, they just have to step up. They have
They
to.
just play even better pass.
They will. Surely, they will.
And another
Saka
thing with
against,
Mr. Mount is that he's counter pressing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When he's pressing, it creates opportunities. I think people don't understand that.
Exactly.
Players.
This is where I'm gonna be happy because the Atletico Madrid match is no Messi Mount, no Jorginho. This is why I want to judge other players in terms of Kai Havertz and Hakim Ziyech.
Exactly.
Now show that truly you can become a better player than Messi Mount. Show everybody. Then the judgment on Messi Mount will stop.
Well,
because if we don't qualify, I will blame it that Mason Mount didn't start that game. If we don't qualify, it's a fact.
The problem is the fact that there's even a debate as to a Mason Mount who's developing and is still learning and fleshing out his game. The fact that there's a debate as to who's performing better, who should be the better player, that right there is like the problem. But I was going to address Ak when he said what I was trying to say with Mason Mount being overrated and underrated at the same time. I think for some Chelsea fans,
I want to get some time back, guys.
There's also the Lampard connection, and the emotional link that brings. When some Chelsea fans look at Mason Mount, they view him how they viewed Lampard, in the sense of they feel like, oh, he's gonna be our next Lampard. He's the next coming of Lampard. If you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, true.
So they're too like enmeshed in that whole thing, the whole nostalgia.
I actually think it's more similar.
I don't think they're similar though.
I think it's similar to Gerrard and Lampard.
Yeah, more Gerrard. Because Gerrard's more like deeper.
I think he could be Chelsea's Gerrard.
Yeah,
he could be. Yeah, he could be our. Yeah, I agree, Sam. I agree.
He has that. No, I even agree with what you're saying too. I do feel he's overrated and underrated. Like, you meet some Mason Mount like fanboys, and you start hating him just listening to them. But I think my own problem is the people who criticize Mason Mount. I feel that they should just understand that if we had a better squad, he wouldn't start every game. That's really the problem there. Mason Mount in Man City cannot start every game. He wouldn't even. He might even go on loan in Man City. Like, that's just it, though.
Yeah, Tuchel's looking at some sort of player similar to Mount. He's called Jonas Hoffman. What do you guys think about that? I think he plays for Mönchengladbach.
Yeah, I don't know that guy, to be honest. I just
Is he a right winger, like a right mid?
I think he is. Yeah, he's a Tuchel type player. He's like he's ideal player basically.
Yeah, I think I know the guy you're talking about. He played for Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Yeah, Gladbach, yeah.
His name is Hoffman.
I think a good player would be Nkunku from
I like
RB Leipzig.
yeah.
Nkuku is like a version of Mount too, though. Very hardworking.
I think Hoffman won't be a long
But
term.
I just think he has
He'll
a
only be
better
Premier
he has a better offensive touch. Like he's just a naturally better offensive player. So
Yeah. No, that for sure. That offensive part, he has miles to go for that. That's why I even feel he's more Gerald type. Like maybe not that many goals, but maybe with penalties it can help. But because even now he's taking penalties, which I found
How old is it? How old
surprising.
is that Hoffman? How old is he?
He's like 28, 27.
Yeah, he won't be long term. He'll only be like for like
No, the
short
thing,
term player.
Hoffman played under Tuchel in Mainz,
Yeah,
so he
Dortmund.
knows the guy
Yeah,
well,
Mainz. Yeah, Mainz.
and
Mhm.
also in Dortmund too. So
Mm-hmm.
he knows the guy really well. So it's one of those. It's like Sarri and Jorginho in a way, where wherever I
I
go, they
want to
follow
ask you
me.
guys, like, yeah, next season, what formation would you guys play if you get
I
the
think
chance?
I heard a report. I heard a report that next season, Tuchel is going to a 4-3-3.
because I mean I'm pretty sure
Because I
that's
heard,
one of his.
I thought it would be 4-2-3-1 because he was play Kante.
No, he said he will start with a 4-3-3, then he will later change it to a 4-2-2-2 or a
No,
4-2-3 man.
If we
Abdullah,
play with
just
two sixes,
Ak
yeah,
is
we need to
right.
get the right partner for
Hmm?
Kante, bro. Because we need to
Abdullah,
get.
Ak is right. I think it's gonna be a two pivot.
4-2-3 man.
Kante, yeah. Only if Kante is no more in the team, but if Kante is there and Kante has to play, it will be a pivot.
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah,
don't have
he,
a
like I
DM
remember
that can
his last great partnership was next to Matic, I think. Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's either we sell Kante and we buy a DM that can
I
beat
don't see.
him.
I don't see us saying Kante. I don't see us saying.
Exactly. So if
What do
Kante
you
is
think of
staying,
Basuma?
we just said it. Zuma needs to
Basuma.
pack his bags. Zuma needs to
Yeah.
pack his bags.
No,
That's
Basuma.
just
I think
what I'm
the Brighton
I
player
wanna.
from
I wanna.
Brighton.
I wanna just talk a little bit about the. Before we talk about the lineup tomorrow and the prediction. I've been seeing some report in the news and I'm laughing. And I shake my head and laugh. Chelsea football club I've been supporting and I know if they want to sign a player, they don't make noise. I think the only player that made noise in the transfer window was Kai Havertz. You were like, but see, Havertz. Eventually we signed him.
I
Ever
remember
since
the
I've known
season.
Chelsea,
Yeah.
ever since I've been a Chelsea fan, they also want to sign a player, they will never talk. You won't see the ball talk, you won't see the media talk, you see the press talk. Chelsea is just going, boom, and sign a player. That is why I said, if we don't sign a land, I'm happy. Because I don't want us to spend ridiculous money on someone I know will come when they come in and become flop.
Remember the
We're
Ziyech signing?
gonna
No one
be
even knew about it.
you're gonna be in deep trouble. That's what I don't want. I don't want us to kind of waste so many money on Haaland at that moment. He's young and he's good. I'm not disputing that, but spending 150 million on him.
Yeah. SK, I didn't mean
Abdullah,
Zuma.
don't
I
you think
meant
it's
Basuma from Brighton.
Abdullah, don't
Yep.
you think it's unfair for Haaland even? Because if we sign Haaland, Chelsea fans will be expecting Premier League title charge next season.
Exactly.
Very unfair
Exactly.
for a 19,
19 as well.
20-year-old to come to a club and they're expecting him to win the league for them. It's actually unheard of. So it's
That's
Yeah,
why
I was
I would
saying,
rather go for Harry Kane for me
I'd say something
than
quickly. I wasn't saying Zuma. I was saying Basuma, bro, the Brighton player.
it depends on how teacher wants to play because teacher like a midfielder who is very good on the ball, who can pass the ball,
Yeah, he's a bit
and
balanced.
then
He's defensive and he's good at breaking the lines and stuff.
indeed they can do that. Leicester City player, indeed they can do also that too. So now we'll go for Bissouma when we have Indeed. Indeed they can do the same thing. Before Indeed they can do the same thing. So guys, before I go to the lineup, what are you guys thinking about the transfer rumor going on? I mean, there is some news. Madrid want to Garland. Some news. Chelsea not going to go for Haaland. Is the first news. Chelsea want to spread the blah blah blah. Is the first news. Guys, you're not take on Haaland.
It's from Build as well.
I mean, I think that obviously Haaland has all the control over what he wants to do, pretty much. So I think that any chance Chelsea have to really sign him would have to be if they can assure that they can actually build a title winning team or a team of better quality than they have right now, just because that's the kind of talent that he is. And he's already going to be having to deal with less than adequate players at Dortmund. So he definitely, if he wants to leave Dortmund, you have to gonna expect it to be a absolute step up, not just a debatable one.
Fair enough. Super said Bill always say the first thing. Yeah, I've seen Bill say some BS ridiculous stuff, and sometimes it kind of see some related bit of truth, but I wouldn't trust Bill enough until I see it happening. That's why I said, okay, fair enough, it does happen. At this moment, if Roman wants something, Roman gets it.
Do you know how it is?
Man City, Real Madrid, if Roman probably said I want Haaland, I can guarantee anybody is getting Haaland.
Yeah.
And whatever people want to say, if Roman said I want Haaland, the rest of the club pack well.
His own
That's
agent
Parkwell.
even said it's fake, man. He said Build's fake like last year. He said it's fake news. Riola said that, I think.
Exactly.
But I still don't think he'll come to us. I still think he'll go Real Madrid, to be honest.
So Sam, your take on Haaland? Are we wasting money on him, or is it way too early to go for him?
I have a question for the guys in the panel. Like,
Mhm.
you think what we need is a striker, or what we need is a creative midfielder?
Both. No, I think
I think a creative midfield is more needed, to be honest.
Like, let's be real. Our strikers are starving. They are starving. And I don't know if Haaland coming there, if he comes, then you're expecting him to create and score. Literally. Like, that's why, Abdullah, we had this conversation so many times where I told you I prefer Kane. And that was the reason I preferred Kane, is because Kane can act as a 10 and also a number 9. So that's the only thing. But for Haaland, if CH can, because I don't want to be harsh on CH and Havertz because their first season. So maybe next season, because we're seeing Pepe. Pepe is looking better now. So you never know. Maybe CH
exactly.
and Havertz next season will be better. If they can replicate what they did in their former clubs, then Haaland will be a good buy. But if they
exactly,
then there's no need.
So let me come to Damien now. Damien, what are you doing, man? So you want to say something about Haaland, or you want to say?
No, I wanted to, responding to what Sam said. So, you said that you wanted like a creative midfielder to, make chances for, Giroud and Abraham. But do you really expect, them to be prolific goal scorers and score week in, week out?
I actually believe with the right service they could.
Really?
I really believe with the right service and players who play to their strength and know what they're good at, they could score. But the problem is that we don't really have that, because people forget Drogba, and I'm not bringing, like, these guys are legend, but Drogba had prime Lampard with him, had Ballack, had all this amazing midfielder, had Robin, like, Costa had Fabregas at his prime. Like, who can we say our strikers really have now? They have Mason.
They have Jorginho.
They have Jorginho. They have Kovacic. So if Havertz and Ziyech can do what they did in their former teams in the Premier League, I truly believe this strike, even Timo Werner, I think he'll be better. I think Tammy, as bad as people say he is, Tammy scores goals. He has always scored goals anywhere he's been to. The thing is that, number one, I won't say for sure he has to up his game. That's for sure. But if Haaland if those guys perform well, Haaland should come and he will perform. But if our midfielders don't perform, it's over. There's no need of that.
Yeah, before I go to lineup, let me just view some questions here. So people are asking so much questions, but let me just kind of go a little bit back to the questions here.
Yeah, I sent some questions.
Yeah. So question like, Damien asks, will Chucha play for a duel? I think Chucha wants to win though. I don't think it's gonna play for a duel. I believe he wants to win the match because he knows the top 4 is a priority. Because if we win tomorrow, we go like, I think 4 points either of United or 3 points. Let me look at the table.
I think, if he wins, I think he'll be 4 points.
4 points. 4 points. So United play Man City on Sunday and we play Everton. That could cut the point gap down a little bit. That's why teacher want to go for a win. They prefer to go to a win because they believe if we can secure that kind of maybe like 1-0 or 2-1 win, That's the confidence for those players going forward for me. I don't think it's gonna settle for a draw. And also, someone also, do you see Pulisic going back to it? It depends because Pulisic is like a glass. It's a glass. When you touch him, it breaks. He needs to work on his fitness and everything. I keep saying this. Chelsea is a buying club. If Pulisic doesn't perform, he's getting out of the door. Sorry to say, American fans, don't come at me because you make Pulisic an endorsement to Chelsea Football Club, and I don't want that. If it's not playing well,
Endorsement.
the door is up. Endorsement, yeah. Each time I go to work, they keep. If I want to go something in the bank, they ask me, "What kind of this about Chelsea Football Club? How do you think about Pulisic? Do you think Chelsea is kind of playing well?" I was like, "Do you tell me you want to use Pulisic as an endorsement for Chelsea Football Club? Get out of here. Let's go." It pissed me off. Like I don't know what's going on with those people when they watch football. The only player they mention is Pulisic. Why? Why? I want to know why.
That's why they gave him the number 10 shirt. They gave him the number 10 shirt for their sales to get higher in America.
Exactly. Why? that kind of pissed me off a lot. A lot. They don't have some of them. Cho, Kante. The first one they asked of, how is Pulisic doing? Pulisic doing? Wow. That kind of really pissed me off. That
Abdullah, with Pulisic, you guys can need to remember when he was at Dortmund, there was a player that replaced Pulisic in the starter lineup. It was Jadon Sancho. That's all. Like,
oh yeah.
So I remember, like, with Pulisic, as good as he is, like the problem with Pulisic is always competition. When there's always competition, for some reason Pulisic tends to disappear. When he's doing well, he's doing well. But as soon as he starts not to do well, and there's competition, the guy just disappears, like he did in Dortmund. That was his problem at Dortmund. He left Dortmund because Jadon Sancho was playing ahead of him, and Jadon Sancho is by far the better talent. I remember when he first came to Chelsea, the same thing happened with people were saying, "Oh, Callum Hudson-Odoi was better," and people were saying, "Oh, Callum Hudson-Odoi, she should play ahead of Pulisic." And I remember when he struggled his first season. So this is not something new with Pulisic.
The thing with Pulisic is that injury, though. I think even when Sancho got that chance was because Pulisic was not consistent enough, and it's because mainly he gets injured way too easily.
And remember, who gave Jadon Sancho his debut at Dortmund? Remember, guys, it was Tuchel. Tuchel decided to play Sancho ahead of Pulisic. He made the decision. Tuchel was a manager who thought that, hey, you know what, this guy is just not better than this guy.
Well, I think it's also just like a mental thing too. I just think Pulisic just needs to get better mental toughness, because if you look at like his history, like he's always been better than his competition and in America and stuff. So I think he's just not used to having players of like equal footing constantly at his heels, especially if they're the same age group, I guess.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I just want to I'm trying to bring up some question here. So Mr. K said, Bid talks too much first teams, man. That guy is a class A. He needs to be inducted. I need to find a way to induct that guy into class A for me.
He needs his own ring.
Christian.
Are you guys talking about the newspaper? Like the
Christian Fox, yeah. I need to induct that guy. I need to induct him.
Class A. He's class A in terms of he's a very good source.
No.
Class A sometimes. Class A sometimes.
He can be very
he's a good source in Germany, though.
The only one he got really right was Werner.
Exactly. The other one, he got it wrong.
What did he get wrong?
Yeah.
What did he get wrong?
I think he got the Mason Mount being unhappy, Kai Havertz coming in. He got this one wrong.
He even said Alaba that we already met the agents.
Exactly. He also got that one wrong too.
I'm gonna give you guys advice. When you guys listening to these guys, always remember where these guys located. Christian Falk.
I'm only gonna be listening to Fabrizio Romano because that one is only the tier 1 source I'm listening to.
No, because Christian Falk is a German guy. Christian Falk, if he talks about Bayern Munich, I listen. If he talks about Dortmund, Leipzig, I listen. But if you talk
about Chelsea, I don't listen because he's a class A.
Man. He doesn't.
He's a class A. He makes mistake. So now, what do you guys think about the formation? What do you guys think? 3-4-3, yes, but who do you guys start? Let me come to Sam now. Who do you want to start?
Yeah, from having this discussion, actually, I think I changed. So I liked some other people's suggestions. So
So we know this is gonna be Rudiger,
Andy,
Mendy,
um,
and that's it. See it?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, guys, question. What do you guys why do you guys think Mendy gets so much hate this season, despite not being a bad goalie? Have you guys noticed that? Is that just me?
Wait,
The
I also
Mendy?
noticed too. It's been like a little from Mendy is a little bit shaken. Times what Mendy is good at is shot stopping is good, but his passing it look a little bit dodgy for me.
no, Abdullah, I have to
Bro,
say
he's
something
average.
about that
He's average.
because his passing, I have to say it's above average. I have to say that because even the fact that we play this high possession football makes you know that Mendy is not a bad player with the ball, because you can't play high possession football with a bad goalkeeper. If not, you will get a lot of bad passes, like even basic passes. And a good example is Dahir. The moment United switched to holding the ball a little bit more, you could see
Mm-hmm.
that Dahir wasn't comfortable, and it's
Yeah.
because he's not used to getting the ball at his feet all the time. So I think Mendy is actually above average, because if you look at his passing from the back, how many
Mm-hmm.
times does it really lead to mistakes? I hope he doesn't do one against Liverpool tomorrow. But yeah, it's really low for someone who gets the ball that often.
Yeah, that's true though. So who are you going for? Dave, Rudiger, and then Christensen. Who goes into the midfield?
And in midfield, this midfield one is hard, but I think I'll just still go with the same against United. I'll go with Kante and Kovacic.
Okay, cover.
Yeah.
Who comes here? Who comes here?
For the left, I'll put Chilwell. Right, right, I'll put Reece James.
James. You will. Then here, who goes here? People say
I'll
Timo
put
Werner here.
no Hudson Odoi.
Arsenal. Then who goes here?
and Mason Mount.
And number 9.
I'll put Kai Havertz there.
Wow. So no Timo Werner.
No. Werner should come off the bench.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
Kaya striker?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. As a first 9?
Yeah.
Do you guys agree with this formation?
I agree with the formation. The only thing for me is I'd probably play Werner at striker and put in Havertz where Hudson Odoi is.
The thing is with Hudson Odoi there, I think Hudson Odoi has. I think he can be very, because those runs. I do feel Werner too. I would put Werner there if Werner was just a little bit more clinical. Like, I don't trust this guy in front of the goal. I don't trust his first touch. I don't trust anything about Werner right now. So that's why. But I understand why you would put Werner too.
Also, is Alonso fit or is he injured right now?
No, it's fit.
Oh, I would start Alonso ahead of Chilwell.
What about speed? Counter attack.
The reason why Alonso is better on the ball, and I think one of the weaknesses with Liverpool because of their injuries is their fullbacks haven't really gone up as much. So I think if you have better plays on the ball, you can really pin Liverpool back more, especially if you have the 2 wing backs and the midfielders and Hudson-Odoi and Mason, which is why I would start Alonso. But I mean, the speed thing is important too for defending, so it can go either way.
Salah. I'm afraid of Alonso against Salah.
But I mean, that's what you can have Conte for, to cover him when he goes up more. So
Yeah.
because in my ideal, if I was really trying to focus on controlling the game, then I would start Jorginho and then maybe Chilwell, since Jorginho isn't going to be as good of a defensive cover as Conte. But I think Conte can handle Salah if Alonso is burned.
Then what about Firmino? Because that's the thing. I think Kante should actually focus on Firmino.
Well, the thing is, I don't think Firmino really. I don't really rate Firmino on his own, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But so
That I would love Timo to play because of Arnold and Kabak. Both of them are kind of suspect in defending. That's why I would love Alan because Liverpool will play high line, and that suits Timo Werner a lot. High line, that is bread and butter for Timo Werner. Is scoring that goal. It may have a bad touch, but playing high line for Timo Werner. Because I look at the second half of United match, and I've been seeing Maguire and Lindelof playing high, and I'm shouting, "Bring on Timo! Bring on Timo!" Because high line is scoring that goal. He is scoring that goal.
Forgot that he brought on Timo, and Timo had a golden chance, which for some reason
He didn't put. Yeah, I remember
that
when
chance
Rhys James gave him. Rhys James
is
gave him.
what
Yeah.
Timo Werner was brought to Chelsea for. That kind of chance that you just tap it in, that you be faster than all the defenders and touch the ball.
Against United or who?
Against United.
Yeah.
That chance was a good. Like I expected, if there was anybody I wanted on that chance, it was Timo Werner, and he didn't touch the ball. So that's just my problem with him, is that for some reason. But like I think I think people have underrated Firmino. Firmino might not be a goal scorer, but he's very creative, and he knows where Salah and Mane will be. Like if there's one thing he knows how to put the ball for Salah or Mane. So I think Kante should focus more on him. And I don't think Alonso. I think Alonso would be a liability because Kante would have to be switching to his position way too much.
So do you guys agree with this formation, or anybody has different formation in his mind?
I mean, I agree with what Sam. I can see what Sam is saying. I think it depends on Tuchel's mindset for the game, because I think since I think your approach is more conservative, Sam. If Tuchel is more so, if Tuchel's focusing on making sure Liverpool don't win the game, then I can see that, because I think just like, especially with this team, if he's trying to go for the win, he's gonna have to sometimes take like a risk on that. If you know what I'm saying. And also I think that if the midfield should be good enough to make sure Firmino can't receive the ball either from Liverpool's midfielders. So but it's all like situational, I guess.
Abdullahi.
Yep.
Can you put your mouse on Conte?
Conte.
Yes. So the problem is, if you draw an arrow from where Conte is in between Hudson-Odoi and Mason Mount, you need someone that can pass that ball, and Conte cannot do that. So for me, I don't believe Conte will play. I think Jorginho will play because Jorginho can pass the ball better than Conte.
Do you guys agree with him or no?
I don't think Conte is gonna play. I think it's gonna be Kovacic and it's gonna be Jorginho. Because against Liverpool, you guys need someone that can possess the ball, that can keep possession, and that can actually pass the ball to the front line, and someone that can play deep and pass the ball deep. And I don't think that's something that Conte can do. I think, So I think for this game, because the problem Chelsea had last game was Jorginho and Conte were just running around in the midfield, and neither of them were creative. There was a lack of creativity with Chelsea in the midfield, and like you said, Mason Mount. If you like you said, you're frustrated with Mason Mount about his decision making. I feel like Jorginho, by having Jorginho in that midfield, Jorginho will make better decisions. He will keep possession of the ball. If anything else, even if it doesn't put the ball, if he even doesn't pass the ball forward, he will keep the tempo and dictate the tempo of the game.
Yeah, that's true.
More than any midfield that you guys have. So I feel like in this game, Jorginho is key. And then also, I think he's gonna play a striker. I think he's gonna play either Tammy or Giroud. And I don't think he's gonna play. If he's gonna play Hudson-Odoi will play as a wingback. He's not gonna play as a winger.
Why do you say so though?
What was that?
Hudson-Odoi played in this position against Tottenham, so it's a possibility. That's just what I'm saying.
True,
And
true.
also
Abdullah,
for
Yep.
Jorginho,
can you is there a way you can give me control so I can move the players or no?
yeah,
Oh, they want to move a play. Yep.
Yeah, I want to
so
move.
make it.
Oh, you guys still can't hear me? Am I still lagging?
No, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to move because I want to show certain. Okay, what website do you use to do this?
Football creator.
Okay, give me a sec. www.footballcreator.com.
No, just Google it and go to football creator. That's it. You're gonna see it.
Okay.
Football formation creator.
Okay. Give me a quick second while this loads up on my computer.
We better win tomorrow. I just want us to win tomorrow.
Is it www.buildlineup.com or create?
Yep.
See, Abdullah, the thing with this match, even if it's a dirty 1-0, I wouldn't mind it.
I don't mind.
Exactly. But just for what SK said, the thing is, for what Yasasai said, the thing is Jorginho. I think, like, for Chelsea fans here, do you think Jorginho is a good progressor of the ball forward?
I think he's better at retaining possession than Paul progressor. But I don't really think. I think Kovacic would be more so for that. But like, I don't really think both of them are really elite at it the way you would need them to be. That makes sense.
Kovacic can actually dribble past some players and maybe get closer to Mount to give him an easy pass than Jorginho would from that deep, because Jorginho can't really pass.
Yeah, plus if Jorginho somehow gave the ball away trying to do that, there's no way in hell he's going to be able to get back in time to really disrupt any Liverpool counterattack. So
it's over if they get past Jorginho. And another problem, do you think Jorginho is press resistant?
No.
Because we will get pressed in this game. That's for sure. That possession, they will go at us.
But that's why I wanted to play more direct and in their face. Just so because one of the things I was seeing in that Atletico match that Liverpool are better at is there would be times where Atletico would literally just press with like their front three players, and like they would be doing a really good job of that, right? And while they're still having everybody else form a low block, and if Atletico could almost get the ball pressing with just three players, then Liverpool team that does that all over the pitch, it'll do a better job of disrupting Chelsea's play in general, because Liverpool are better at it. So, you guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially since Liverpool play a higher line anyway, the press is going to be even more ridiculous because they'll be more inclined to throw more bodies.
That's why I said I want Timo Werner to play, because high line is good. Timo Werner is very good at high line. It's very, very good.
So I think especially if Liverpool do try to do that, I think it's even more important,
because I don't trust Kabak and TAA at the center back. The both of them look so suspect. So I would.
You better be right with this Kabak, because you've been mentioning him a lot. I just hope you won't have a master class tomorrow.
Sam, there's a different when they have Fabinho and when you look at Fabinho and the way other center back play before Kabak, they look good. But Kabak, the last match looked a little bit shaky, but they play very well. If Sheffield United were more clinical, they would have beaten Liverpool last week. They would have, because they saw so many chances. They didn't take their chances. They did not. So it's all about taking your chances and be clinical. That's what it's about, taking your chances and be clinical. If they are clinical, you can beat Liverpool. Very good. You can beat them easily. You can. Man City were clinical and they beat Liverpool. So other times are clinical and they beat. It's all about being clinical. Right? Because Arnold is for me, is a suspect for me. It's a very good. When you go forward, you go. When you backward, problem. That's why I want him 1v1 with Timo Werner. 1v1. Go at him. Just go. He will commit. He will make mistake. He will commit. Just go at him.
Another thing we should be careful with is free kicks because Arnold knows how to
Very
develop
good.
free kicks.
Yeah.
So they should be careful with that.
Yeah, you are very right. So let's go to score prediction now. What you guys thinking? Sam, what are you going for?
The thing is, I really want us to win. So that's the thing. My prediction will be based on me, what I want, not really what I think will happen. So I'll go with the 1-0 Chelsea. But
1-0 Chelsea. Who scores?
I could see actually, I think Hudson-Odoi, if he plays, is due a goal.
Is due a goal. Hudson-Odoi?
I think Hudson-Odoi is due a goal. Like, I don't know. I just feel if he plays that game, he might get something.
1-0 nil. Hudson-Odoi. SK. Squala.
I think it'll be 1-1.
1-1. Another 1-1. How long is 1-1 gonna stop? When is it gonna stop? When?
After this, maybe.
We have to win this match. We have no choice. We have to.
That's why I predicted 1-0. I actually believe it might be a 1-1, like SK, but it's what I want. I would want a dirty 1-0. Pack the balls. I don't even care.
So SK, who score for Liverpool? Score for Chelsea?
I think Salah will score for Liverpool, and I think that Mason Mount will score for Chelsea.
Mason Mount.
Damien, scoreline.
I'm gonna go with 2-0 Liverpool. I'm going with 2-0 Liverpool.
Who scores?
I'm gonna go with a Salah brace.
My bad, scoreline.
Okay. Abdullah, I just loaded up the thing, so let me share my screen really quickly.
Okay.
And can somebody remind me what you guys were saying right before I asked to share my screen?
We're talking about formation. That was what we're still talking about.
We were talking about score predictions too.
No, right before I said let me share my screen, somebody said something about a pass or being in a certain position.
Conte, being in between.
Yes. What did he say about Conte being?
He said Conte being in between Hudson-Odoi and Mason Mount to throw that pass.
Okay, let me share my screen. You guys, okay.
Damien, speak.
I just like doing that.
You guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah. Let me see it. Let me bring it in.
What the hell?
Can you see?
What?
Wait.
Zoom.
How do I zoom this?
The system has a zoom.
Okay, I know how
zoom. If you're using the tones, that's
yeah.
Okay.
What's this?
Wait. You guys can see, right?
What's this?
Wait, let me explain. This isn't a starting formation. This is just a this is a situational thing. So when we have the ball, right? When we have the ball, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
When we have the ball and we're attacking, our defenders will come up to the halfway line, right? I only drew this up because he talked about Conte being able to thread the pass. Typically, when we're attacking, this is usually where we get stuck. If you guys know what I'm trying to say when I say where we get stuck, do you guys get what I'm trying to say? We get stuck on this part, this edge of the box. This is usually where we are situationally. This is usually the positions our players take. I think the proper thing would be for Mount to sort of hang around this right side right here and try and interchange with Cho, and hopefully Cho can use his speed either through a 1-2 or through his dribbling to get here and thread a pass where Giroud and Werner can latch onto and get shots. Now, if they can't and it misses them, which it sometimes does, Hopefully, Marcus Alonso makes that late diagonal run inside and he's able to score. The thing that Yasser Saeed was saying with, Kante, he was saying how Kante cannot play the ball through. That's not Kante's job. Ideally, that should be done by Jorginho, Kovacic, or Mason Mount. So another situation we typically see with Chelsea when we're attacking is this. We see this a lot too. Werner will be here, Giroud will be here. They'll both be central. Jorginho will be here. Kovacic and Mount would be here. We see this a lot too sometimes, if you guys notice. Ideally, you would want Jorginho to play a ball, a Pirlo-esque pass that the defense doesn't see from this deep position, if I'm making sense. But that pass never happens because our midfield is dysfunctional. But ideally, you want that pass to be made to where Werner can use his speed in this position, in this attacking position, to attack. But
So you're going for Giroud and Timo Werner, not Kai Havertz and Timo Werner.
No. I was trying to show a situation, but this is the team that I would actually start if it was me.
Rudiger, Christensen, Aspi, Jorginho, Kovacic, Mount, Alonso, Cho, Werner, Giroud. I don't agree. There's one player I don't agree with.
I'm saying this is the team. I only
You
show that team as
you know why I said I would disagree is because when Liverpool press us, when they press us, we are done.
I'm like, you interpreted what I said.
I
chose that team because of what Yasir said. This
Okay.
Start this team right
now.
here.
Choose your team for Liverpool. Now, which team we go for Liverpool?
This team right here.
You're gonna go for Liverpool?
Yeah, this is the team I'd play against Liverpool.
Alonso, Kovacic, Mount, Cho, Giroud, Havertz, Jorginho, Rudiger, Christensen, Aspi. No Timo Werner.
No Timo. I'll bring Timo off the bench when
I disagree with this. I disagree with this because if Liverpool press Chelsea, we are done with this man here. This man here, this one at the middle here. If Liverpool, if they tend to press us, it's -1. We're done.
That's why I have
because Man United did the same thing against us on Sunday. When they press us, you can see Kante going back and supporting them, Christensen and Rudiger.
That's why I have Mount in this position. And
Mount will not do the job. He will not do it. It's not his job.
Marvelous. Do you remember the ball Kante took from Rashford?
Rashford, yes.
Can you imagine Jorginho making that kind of tackle?
Well, he can't. So
that's just the thing.
And that's why
if everybody remember very well, there was one.
That if Jorginho plays, we're not in that situation because we're able to recycle the ball better.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yes, but I also have, and I tell you, like when Liverpool press us, we're gonna be in trouble. Because if you look at the way Conte played on Sunday, when Bruno was playing, Bruno knows he has a problem because he can't go 1v1 with Conte. He has to drop back to a back four because whenever he goes to, Conte follows him. Everywhere he goes to, you could see the heat map. It was Conte versus Bruno Fernandes all the matches. Everywhere he goes, Conte followed him. Everywhere he goes, Conte, because they asked Tuchel said, why you play Conte and Kovacic? He said, I'm playing Conte just to go 1v1 with Bruno Fernandes. That just take him out of the game, and it's a game over. So he knows.
Also,
the job was Conte.
Can I quickly show you guys something that I've been thinking for like maybe just for quite some time. Even when Lampard was here, I was thinking this.
Because I want to round off the stream by when it's 2.
Okay.
That.
So how would you guys feel about? Let me show you guys this real quick. How would you guys feel about a 4-4-2? A
4-4-2?
A 4-2-4. Sorry.
4-2-4. A 4-2-4 won't work because we haven't done it before. So I'm a little bit on the edge of this.
Watch what I'm gonna how I rationalize it.
So is Havertz gonna play on the left?
No, it's Havertz. Sorry.
4-2-4. Whoever. Just put Ben Chilwell there.
Honestly, in a situation like this, you can low key get away with playing Mount where Jorginho is.
Where Jorginho is, yeah, that's why I said I actually see Mount as someone that if we're playing against a team that can press us or give us like pressing issues, I would take out Jorginho and play Mount. That was what I said earlier in the stream, that if we're not playing Jorginho, we should play Mount in Jorginho's position. But
Mount can't pass the ball. He can't make that decision.
How would you guys feel about
where's Gerald's position?
Gerald?
Yeah.
More as a box to box. More as a box to box.
Okay.
How would you guys feel about a formation like this in the future? Say like next season. Is this crazy or no?
My problem is Jorginho. His defensive ineptness, so I don't know how to say it. Just the way he is when he's just imagine Jorginho against Wijnaldum. Do you know how athletic Wijnaldum is? Or even Curtis Jones running after them. That is my problem. He can't do that. Kovacic can, Kante can, Mount can, but Jorginho is physically cannot do that. That was my problem with him.
Mount wouldn't be bad in that position either.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, in practice, it would look something like this, though. Like when we actually have the ball, it would probably look something like this. It would probably be something more like this. Or like this, maybe.
This is a great formation, but about Christensen, do we think Christensen is a two at the back? I think.
Yeah. You spotted that. You spotted that also. I forgot to change that.
Wait, is Silva going to be back for this game? Or is this just in general?
No, this is just like a fantasy team.
This is what, like, if I had a wishing wand and I could make, anything come true, I would like to experiment to see how this would work.
I mean, the other thing I'd say about this team is what would you want? Do you want Aspie to be a more attacking? Just kind of conservative?
Ideally, he should be the conservative one. But then, that's true. Because then you're going
to be asked to take on more creative duties.
If he's not, yeah.
Or if he just going to have to come
games. Because not even with Mason Mount, I would want someone that would be able to get up and down to assist Ziyech. So it has to be James. Can Aspie play left back?
Yeah. He was originally a left back, I think.
Yeah.
He played left back a couple times too. For a couple of seasons too.
Yeah, last season he did, and he actually scored a lot of goals from there.
Yeah. But let me stop sharing real quick.
This formation look like a Brexit formation for me.
Brexit? Nah.
The 4-2-4. No pace. Yeah. Just cross and inshallah.
No, actually, no. I like it because it's a formation that
it allows us to get the most out of all our attackers, the attackers that we have.
And this formation doesn't necessarily force you to go down the wings either, because you can have both your attackers cut inside.
You can invert them and let them run
it will put a lot of pressure on the center backs because the fullbacks can't really do anything because the wingers would be in. So it's a formation that has a lot of flexibility, which is why I'm surprised a lot of people don't really run it that much. But it's a very a
lot of coaches don't do it because you have to be incredibly blessed to find a team where there are two box-to-box midfielders that can, like Sam was saying, that could win a physical battle, win a passing battle, win a technical battle. You have to.
That's why when I watch Tuchel when I watch his press conference today, I have an idea of what he wants to play tomorrow. When I watched him play today, it was like, we're going to Liverpool to win. Conte also came out and said this. We're going to Anfield to win. Anything less than win is not acceptable for us. Top 4 is a party that we're going there to win. So him saying that, I can see him playing Kai Havertz and Timo Werner together tomorrow. There's a chance of me telling him we're gonna see the two German play tomorrow. because he wants to go on the island of Liverpool. That could very, very work for me. And I can see Conte playing ahead of Jorginho for me. Or maybe Conte playing maybe Conte, Jorginho together, or Conte Kovacic. Because Conte Kovacic has not been working recently, but in the second of United match, it works. In the first half, it doesn't work. So I can see the athleticism in the midfield of Conte kind of keeping Wijnaldum, maybe Naby Keita or one of the midfielder quiet and giving the chance to Kovacic to move forward. Because Conte said, even Makelele said the same thing. The same thing Conte said. Conte said, if I'm doing my job at the back, I want someone to go front and do his job. He also said, when I intercept the ball from the defender, when I go forward, someone has to step into my shoes as a defensive midfielder till I come back. The same thing Makelele said also too. We are misusing Conte a lot. When it goes forward, there have to be a communication between the back line and N'Golo Conte. If Conte go forward, someone has to step in. If he goes back, someone has to go front. He said that is what the Chelsea team are lacking at the moment. Someone that can be like, oh, Conte, I got you. Go front, I will stay. We have that issue because we've not been having that issue. When we look at Mikel Obi, Lampard, and on that kind of era, we can see when Lampard go front, Mikel drop. When Mikel go front, Lampard drop. Ballack also do the same thing too when he goes front. That is the connectivity we're missing in Chelsea at the moment. When Conte go front, someone has to drop in. Who is going to do the job? Either Jorginho or Kovacic. Someone has to drop. Someone. That's what the problem is. The missing link is between the midfielder and the striker. When it goes forward, you have to see someone that say, oh, Conte, we know your job. Do your job. I'm going to support you. I'll stay with you. That is why I say, if I have someone like John Obi Mikel in this team, I will be happy because when you be like, I'm going to stay back, Conte, do your job there.
You know, I think would be a really, good midfielder for this team
would
be Renato Sanchez. What do you guys think? Because I think he's such a jack of. I know we're kind of going off topic a little bit, so this would be like my only off topic question. So I think he's such a jack of trades player that, and he's so athletic, he can do a lot of things. I think like he would be like the missing link to like bring everything together. What do you guys think of that?
Not bad.
I haven't watched that much, so I can't really say. I really have like zero knowledge of Renato Sanchez, but yeah, that's my own take on it.
So guys, like the video and subscribe to the channel, guys. Like the video, guys. Like and subscribe to the channel, guys. Please like the video. And some guys, I listened to the last podcast. English guy with kind of marvelous kind of taking over. I was having a class A internet then, and I was having another thing to do at work, so I wasn't able to join. But I was given it a listen. So people were like they were struggling to kind of send in a super chat. So guys, there's a link at the in the description here for the super chat. So the same username I use for my Twitter account is the username I'm using for my super chat. The cash app you can send in the super chat to that, so we can kind of listen and hear that. If you want to say so, you can also say because people are struggling, so I can understand that. So there's a super chat which you can send to the cash app stuff to my same username I use for my Twitter account. You can send that to, so we kind of read your questions and kind of listen to the panel and give their opinion about that too. So guys, like and subscribe, guys. Tomorrow, guys, we better win tomorrow. I don't want induction. I'm not doing the live stream tomorrow. So if there's an induction tomorrow, I'm forfeiting the live stream. If that happens, I am forfeiting it.
I even think tomorrow's match will be about mentality. I want to see all these players step up.
Yes, I want to see everybody step up. Everybody.
And not get pushed over because
Leicester City drew, United drew, Chelsea Football Club has to win tomorrow.
Liverpool, they bully players sometimes.
Exactly. If we win tomorrow, it's gonna be like 4 points in between the second and third. So because what is Leicester City next match? Let me see their next match. So they play Sheffield next. Oh, they play Brighton next. That's on March 6th. Is it on Monday?
I mean, if you look at their schedule, it's tough to play.
Let me see.
I think it's tough to play all the top teams. They're playing Man City after the second. They're playing Brighton, Sheffield, and then Man City. West Ham. Then,
so I've shared the screen here. So Leicester City are playing Brighton and Sheffield United and Man City.
Yeah.
So
like Abdullah, in terms of like teams doing well, they still have to play Man City, West Ham, United, Chelsea, and Tottenham. So
yes, that's two.
So that's 5 teams. And then I mean, if you say like in terms of like difficult runnings, because I know Chelsea still have to play. Obviously, they're playing Liverpool tomorrow.
Liverpool, Everton, and then Leeds United.
And
Leeds United.
Yeah, and Manchester City and
Man City.
So
Man City is towards around April, May. So it's
kind of like second to last game or something like that. So hopefully by then,
I can see us finishing second though. If we take our chances very well, we can still finish second. Yeah. So guys, there's a question here. Do you guys want me to do a watch along tomorrow?
Would you do it on YouTube? Yeah, because that's a good way to get a lot of traction because people will be searching for it. Just in general, like the
okay. Maybe I'll do a watch along tomorrow then. But I won't go live. I will not go live. I don't want to rant. I don't want to swear for people.
Yeah, you just do your own reaction. Just make sure you have a thumbnail like for a good thumbnail. That's all you need. Pretty much.
Yeah, I'll guys. Okay, I'll do a watch along tomorrow for the match tomorrow. I don't want to swear. I'm sorry.
Where are you gonna do the watch along?
On my channel tomorrow.
Live stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Because the fans are requesting for us, I'm gonna do. I'm also gonna do one for Atletico Madrid too. I don't want to swear, guys. I don't want to swear. When I do a watch along, I always get pissed off with some people missing so many clear chances. Timo Werner, Messi Mount, Kai Havertz.
That's what you need to start clipping, bro.
I'll do that. I'm doing the watch along tomorrow. If everybody misses a plus, I'm swearing for somebody tomorrow. I don't want to do that.
You know
when I watch football, I get pissed off when some people pass that ball. Can you just pass?
Now, you need to do like a highlight of the watch along after of the match. Then after you're done with just put it on YouTube. That'll be a clip.
Exactly. I'll do a watch along tomorrow. I'll clip it. I'll clip my reaction to the goal. I'll also keep my reaction to the missed pass because the United match. I was angry with Timo Werner. No, not with Timo Werner. Hakim Ziyech. When Benchway gave him that chances, I almost broke my TV. I can't forget I said that. And in the first half, when Giroud missed that header, I ran out of the door. I was shouting goal, and I came back. I was like 0-0. I was like, how dare is it 0-0? I thought it's a goal.
No, that Ziyech one was painful though, but it was a good save from Dahir. But I expected a little bit more.
Oh, some people want me to do it live. Oh, watch along live, then I'll do the post match. I don't want to suffer for some people tomorrow. Tomorrow match is gonna get the hell out of me. I don't want to switch. So, cause people tomorrow because some people's gonna be pissing me off. The United match already pissed me off enough. I'll do a watch along tomorrow, guys. I will tomorrow. I will tomorrow. So some people say that I should do it live. Oh, you want me to do it live tomorrow? 2 hours live. So that's not bad. I will sit down watching, swearing for people tomorrow. So guys, you can tune in tomorrow for my watch along tomorrow. I'm doing a watch along. So since the fan want it, I'm doing it tomorrow. Guys, don't mind my swearing and my cussing. Please don't mind me.
Make sure to like the stream. Make sure I have the live stream.
A live stream?
Yes, I'm telling them, the people on the live right now, make sure to like it.
Yeah, guys, like the video. I'm doing it since you guys request me to do a watch along. I am doing that tomorrow. And Atletico too. I'm gonna be doing that. I'm celebrating Atletico. I hope we win Atletico so I can celebrate very well. I don't want to be like Echet. Echet is mad. It's crazy. That guy is mad. I'm not doing that. Echet is a madman. I'm not a madman.
We better win that match so Messi Mount can start starting on the bench.
We better win so Messi Mount can play forever anymore. So he can't play anymore. Kai needs to turn up. Seriously. Unless everybody needs to turn up tomorrow. So guys, I'm doing a watch along tomorrow, guys. So you guys could turn up tomorrow and watch my live. Guys, don't mind my swearing tomorrow. I'm swearing for some people tomorrow. The issue about my watch along is sometimes when I watch it on my TV, some stream are faster than my stream. So people give me hypertension. No, don't shout go. Let me see it on myself. So this kind of a little bit. Sometimes when I watch it, people stream kind of faster than mine, so I kind of tend not doing it. But I'll do it tomorrow. See, if people want it, I'll do it tomorrow.
Some people troll in the comments and say goal when it isn't really a goal.
Exactly. So I will do watching link tomorrow. I will do it. Guys, you guys could turn him tomorrow. I'll just kind of send the link out to the Twitter account tomorrow, guys, for my watch along. Guys, I am cursing some people. If I'm seeing some stupid decision making, I'm cursing some people tomorrow. I don't like doing that, but it's a Liverpool. I want to win that match. I literally want to win. I'm tired of this duo. I want to win something tomorrow. So guys, I see you tomorrow, guys, and peace. Peace, guys. Peace. Really appreciate you guys for coming up. Peace. Peace, guys. Peace. So also, guys, before I go, I'll try to put my this show we did here on a podcast tomorrow. I think what podcast I want to use tomorrow? Okay, I think what's the name of the podcast I want to use tomorrow? So you guys, for people who doesn't listen, you guys gonna have like a listen to it. Sometimes you guys may be driving, you may not have the chance to kind of watch it. You can listen to the podcast. I will try to edit it tonight and try to send it tomorrow if possible. But I'm not sure if I have the chance, but I will try my best. So this 45 tomorrow. So I'm gonna edit this today we did. I'm gonna put it on Spotify for guys who are kind of driving, maybe at home sleeping, chilling, doing some stuff. So I'm gonna put it on Spotify tomorrow for people to listen. So guys, you go give it a listen. If you're not gonna have the chance on YouTube, just listen to it on Spotify tomorrow. And guys, guys, peace.
All right, peace out of life. I'll be there.
All right. Peace, guys. Peace.